So I'm currently monitoring the markets, and as it looks like, I said before, if it goes short here, if it breaches that level and then goes short here, then I'll probably go into a trade. But I'm gonna do that trade first of all in my demo account. So I want to, this here was for support levels. I'm kind of curious if that really holds. Market went through but did test the area, but in my opinion didn't really test it. So I'm, even though it's collecting volume here already, so I guess I'm gonna wait until my stop loss area, which is this red thing here. This one is an additional, it's not an indicator, it's just a little tool I built to see where my stop loss would be. And here with the ES market, I have 20 tick stop loss and 100 ticks take profit. So I assume the market will go back here at some point. I'm gonna make a little marker here. Yeah, it traced back here, that's right, but not enough for my taste. So if the market retraces, I really love to monitor those placed areas where the market goes back to 50%, as a 50% retracement. And I prefer to go into the trade at that level. Now, the resistance level, the previous support was here, so it's close enough. If the market hits that support, previous support again, but this one will prove itself as a resistance, then I'm gonna go and enter a trade. Looks like the market is pushing down and down and down. Now there's some high activities. This one here is a little indicator. I call it market footprint. That's something I built. It shows the speed of the market. And you see those spikes here. Those are marked in yellow here. See those spikes? That means there was a high speed in the market, and this one here as well. So those two, they have been in the very speedy area. Usually the market wishes to come back to that. But let's see if it's first tries to test this area. Where was that one coming from? Here. From yesterday, that was the market opening. And then bounce back from there. We had the complete high volume node from yesterday. Not the biggest though, just the starting, I guess, from the market. So let's see how the market reacts here. I'm assuming, but you know, you should never trade based on assumptions. I'm assuming that the market will bounce off here and going back over there. Oh, that's just a little trader yarn assumption. And as Captain reaches at assumption skill. Patience, Jan, patience, patience. It's for sure. I thought here to enter the trade when I was here. And then, all those things here, 500 bucks I would have made now. But maybe I would have exited the trade before, or God knows what. So we have what we have, and let's see. This cumulative delta here, it goes massively down today. We see, oh, here, look, the market is reacting right here. And it just goes through. Just goes through. It looks like the market wants to go deeper. So let's check if this fast moving part here gonna get rejected. So if there's a 50% retracement, that's gonna be here. Now it's always the question, do I get in because the market is now moving? But or do I get in because my stop loss here would be above that range? I should have done it maybe, maybe not. I don't know. So now the market goes down and down and down. Imagine that. Imagine if I would have to open the trade here, dong. But it's all not valid because maybe I would have exited the trade before for some weird reason. So the demand index makes now an interesting move. The price went deeper here, but the demand index didn't go as deep, or didn't go deeper. So there's a divergence between the demand index and the price. But the trend is your friend, so currently it's clearly going down, so I will not trade long here. No long trade. No, 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 no. Yeah, it looks like those areas which we have marked here, there's a long queue of limit orders here as well. So while the market is playing around here a little, let me set a little marker here. So once it arrived here again, gives me the tone, and once it arrived here at my 50%, it gives me a little tone. And until then, I'm gonna try to configure my footprint indicator because it looks like it is not really doing what I want him to do. But here, hiding everything. Okay. Let me try to fine tune my speedy indicator a little, and I wait until the sound is there. Maybe I leave that window here. There's an indicator. I called it market footprint, and it actually is supposed to mark the areas in the market which had some really interesting moves in the past. So okay, good. So for today, because the market went really fast, I chose an area. I chose a setting in my indicator which focus on some market. It focuses on speed, and this one here is a delta per second. So it marks those candles which had a big delta per second speed, and plus I this one is 2. They last until here. Okay, not bad. Yeah. Even there. Okay. So the high delta and an imbalance. And that imbalance usually the market tries to cover that one again. So at some point the market might want to go back there. But I don't need to have them delta colored because the other areas are already marked. So, no, let me save that configuration. So then actually we can re-enable the other things which we marked before here. Ah, that happened to be in that same area here. Okay, that is actually great. And here is our 50% area is now here. That's then the 50% retracement. Let's see if that one actually goes back there, or maybe the market reacts right here already. going to be very annoying to watch that movie, I guess, later on for whoever wants to watch it, if anybody at all. So I'm gonna switch off my microphone for the second and gonna drink a little tea and have a pleasant time here to watch the market. Yeah, I'm back here. I have another little playground here. So I was always annoyed by looking at this table here and always took me space away from my chart. So I just created myself a little overview here. So I see what's happening on my account, which account I'm actually trading, what the account balance is, and what market. So on this strategy, I'm marking my stop loss and my take profit. So that's the thing what I'm doing from the trader panel here. Let me do one little thing. Sometimes like to do that one as well. What is actually the profile looking? Where's the market now? Coming from the bottom and going up now. There's around the 50%. So let's see what happens when the market goes back there. I wonder if we can trade a short there. The market made quite a jump here from here to here. 181 ticks. Yeah, zero here means it looks back a long time. It's only 5 trades it found. Strange. It should look the unlimited time. Okay, it only loads 5 days. Maybe that's correct. Maybe. I don't know. So, but I just showed the ones from today. Well, that should be it. I can export those trades here as well. So, okay, now the market goes really. Okay,
Order filled, order placed.
Market now, because my stop loss would be above this one here. It's not at 50% and it's currently walking around. I should not have done that. I think
Order
I
cancelled.
jumped out of the trades immediately because of the simple fact that my stop loss would not have been above 50%. And that's not something I like. But it was I marked that area here because it had a high imbalance, right? Hmm. Highly likely that the market is really retracing now from here. Because it looks like that here where the market turns, there was a very large order. What's that number? Is that above 1,000? 1K. That is the number. And if we scroll back here, that was exactly the place where the until when it went. So we should have checked that one before because, yep, that would have helped us to stay in the trade, but it shall not be today. Yeah, those are the annoying moments of a trader. You have marked an area and then the market is reacting as you say, as you want. And here even confirmation by the demand index. Now it's another let's see if that area is really an area of reaction, then the market will go back there. The market will push back there to get what it wants. But that would have been, I would have been here from here to here. That would have been a target, and suck. So now, am I following through with my idea that market will go back to that area? Not now, because it is would be a long move. I don't move. I don't trade against the trend. Where's my market speed indicator? Not showing for some reason. No, here you are. Good. I didn't save my template. Oh, it's annoying. I think that's 500. No, it's not. That's better. 10. Yeah, those little friends, they're just helping me to show how fast the market is at the moment. And my do a little bit off. Okay, so the market went back there. So now we want the market to
Order filled, order placed.
So the stop loss is up here. Even if the market comes up there.
Order cancelled.
Yeah, that was not good. Yep, that was not good. But I think the short here is still in if we go to the 50% retracement here. Price action wise, we would be probably long because here it's lower, but it's a higher low, that's a higher high. Do I trade here again? Do I do a second entry? Because the market is kind of, delta is going into the negative side. And it is a high volume area here where the market spent a lot of time before and then it went down. Cumulative delta seems to make a little break. Demand index seems to be in a little divergence, so there's another chance the market might turn if this area here goes from a support into a resistance zone. We either wait for that area or at least so my profit is minus 50 ticks. Not a good start, yeah. My very first trade on my YouTube channel. So minus. Okay. Looks like the market has problems to go up there. Seems to be absorbing. Now buyers are coming in massively. Let's see what it does. There was a high area of imbalance here as well, but that one is still 36 ticks away. So I would say I'm gonna go in here.
Order filled. Order placed.
Because my stop loss is still, and I will not move that one. My stop loss is still, yeah. Yeah. I was looking at the demand index now here because that one is a real divergence. The price actually goes here to the same level, but the demand index is much lower. And then here it's kind of flats, even though the market went straight up here, but it has plus 3,000 contracts. And delta went up, cumulative delta went up here as well, but demand index seems to be not convinced about that move. And I'm not convinced about my entry. Do I go out of the trade? I went out of the trade before, right? That's now the tricky thing. When the market here went down here, I was here, and the market went down, and then it went a little bit up. I said, oh, yeah, maybe not, and then I went out, and then hatch. So now I'm gonna stay in. Okay. Delta seems to be negative here. Buyers are coming in again. There's really a little range here as well, right? 13 ticks. Not sure if it's really breaking down now. I think I made 15 ticks loss. I mean, oh, 50 ticks. Huh? Why is it minus 50 here? Looks like the programmer of this shitty tool here has still some work to do, because the stop loss should be 20 ticks. And here the profit is at, why is open PL 32, 35? And here it's 13. But stop loss here is right, that's right. Oh. I guess the shitty programmer has some work to do. So now the market really seems to move. I'm gonna adopt my target here. If there is a retracement at 50%, I want to get a little zoned. I'm gonna remove this one here. Not sure, should I go out here because I would be break even. I guess
Order cancelled.
Because I would be break even. Ah, I know now. For the difficult account, my account. Where's my account here? This one has a little configuration item, which is, where is that? Oh, here, tick value, which is 12.5, because we're not trading NASDAQ here, we are trading the ES market. So we are now at -3 for the day. Okay, still -3 ticks. I prefer to show ticks here and rather than
Order filled, order placed.
Down.
Order cancelled.
So I went out here, shouldn't have, but you know, I went out here just to make the day that I did not at least lose on that account. For the day. So I'm gonna stop the recording here. So I start recording. I'm now here with my prop trading evaluation account. The market just passed through the daily low, and there's a certain chance that the market goes back to the daily low and the previous support gonna be resistance. The next support level here is down here, which is about 75 ticks, but actually I hope that the market will go back. So let's see, 50% would be here. Here, that's quite a high speed node it had. So, and another high volume node quite at the bottom here. So let me put my little marker here. And if it goes there, we might want to go short with our evaluation account. Currently 48,000. It should not go lower than 47,500 because then this evaluation is over. But we want to avoid that, right? So obviously I'm at start of the 50,000, so it's 1,300 in the back. So obviously I kind of played around with that already. Let's see how that's gonna go today. And if the market is turning out right now, but that's not. So here seems to be a tiny little range. We might be able to trade the range.
Point of interest reached.
Since it's always special,
Point of interest reached.
those ranges here, they should only be traded at the edges.
Point of interest reached.
So here I could go long into the range.
Point of interest reached.
Who wants that, right? And it can be that the price just goes down like now. So this was the little retracement. This was the confirmation I was looking for. But the market does what the market does. I was waiting for this area here. The cumulative delta doesn't seem to be that's worked down again, so it looks a bit like here, if you look at, but we only trade on locations, so patience, Jan, patience. So I wouldn't go short now because the cumulative delta goes up and the market still kind of goes down. So I would not go short now, and I don't go long because it would be against the trend. So I'd rather wait for a retracement. Let's adapt my 50%. Look at that. My 50% retracement would be at the daily POC now. Might be a good sign. And it is range here. The value area low is here. So let's wait for retracement and then
Point of interest reached.
let's see how the market reacts here in that area. Plus how all the other things react.
Point of interest reached. Point of interest reached. Point of interest reached.
Look at the volume here. Jesus. Somebody's holding here on that very range. Or actually, it's not that range anymore, right? It's not the...
Point of interest
Actually,
reached.
I missed to adapt the range. I just
Point of
go
interest
either
reached.
this range here or that. No, I guess I can toss that one. I know for those NASDAQ junkies out there who like fast markets, this one seems to be like grandfather's game, but no. I'm a multiple grandfather already, so that's my thing, you know.
Point of interest reached.
I might want to trade that range here.
Point of interest
And
reached.
the range itself is 20 ticks is a little,
Point of interest reached.
not a lot.
Point
And
of
it
interest
only went
reached.
back until the middle of it. So what I would trade is if the market goes out
Point of interest
here,
reached.
gets rejected here, then I would trade right here into the middle. Just about 10 ticks, but it's 10 ticks in the US market. It's $100. But looks
Point of
like that the
interest
market
reached.
is just happening down here. It doesn't go up the middle of the range anymore, which is usually a sign of a breakout to the bottom. And if I would be brave enough, I guess I would have taken that trade, but I'm not yet. So there's volume collecting down here. Great. Could be absorption, could be more interest, which means market would go down. Looks like it was absorption. And we
Point of
gonna
interest
go
reached.
up. That's a steep uphill fight now.
Point of interest
Sellers are
reached.
coming in again. You don't want to trade in the middle of this stuff. No long, it's clearly short. So trade with the trend, and this little trade from here to here, oh, jeez.
Point of interest
No,
reached.
better wait for the market to find the direction, bounce off this area maybe, which was a
Point
strong
of interest
support
reached.
area before. And then I'm gonna adapt this range actually a little bit because it's more like here now. That's this high volume node here. And this is
Point of interest
here.
reached.
But it went through here quite straight.
Point of interest reached.
I got another indicator
Point of
somewhere which
interest reached.
shows the middle, the POC of these candles here.
Point of interest reached.
Let me try to recover that one. I programmed it a while ago. but it looks like it's not part of my repository anymore. Not good, not good, not good.
Point of interest reached. Point of interest reached. Point of interest reached.
Actually be there, but it's not.
Point of interest reached.
Yeah, that range seems to be the favorite range
Point
of
of
the
interest
market
reached.
now, between here and here. Yo, yo, yo. Oh, did it go up here? Oh, I didn't see that. Then I would have gone in here again. Let's see if it goes up again. So, ja klar.
Point of interest reached.
If I'm not registered to, that's
Point of interest
my
reached.
own
Point of interest reached.
indicator. Then
Point of interest reached.
I
Point of
probably
interest
cannot
reached.
access it. So I should have access to this indicator now. So let's see. Probably requires a restart. Now, so the market goes up again and quite straight. So does the market hit the upper part? If so, then I would go in here.
Order filled.
Yep, I did. Go in.
Order placed.
Probably not the right decision. Oops, where's my stop loss here?
Order placed.
I somehow didn't program my stop loss here. So take profit 100, stop loss 20, and
Order cancelled.
buy. So, but here I want to
Order cancelled. Order filled.
in profit here. Okay, good. I'm 8 on that account. Let's see when this one is updating here. The data is taken from
Point of interest
so-called
reached.
others account statistics library, and that's only updating every now and then, not instant, but the number here, oh, it's 13 ticks, okay. And
Point of interest reached.
this number has been updated already. Good, about $162. So I'm going to stop recording here. I'm going to
Point of
be
interest
back
reached.
if the market reaches this area up here or that area up here. I do have my marker here, so it tells me something about it. Oh, that looks great. Because here seems
Point
to
of
be
interest
a
reached.
very high volume again. Oh, look at that, look at that, look at that. That's for sure 1,000 again.
Point of interest reached.
A lot of 1,000. You went 1,000 here, 1,000 here. No, not.
Point of interest reached.
To me, it
Point of
looks like
interest
the
reached.
market wants to break out here, but you never know. It's a range. It
Point
could
of
go
interest
to
reached.
any area. So we better keep our feet a little flat
Point of interest
here.
reached.
Okay, okay. See you then. So I'm back here. The market looks like it made a move in the meanwhile out of this range. This range is really big. It's collecting. It goes up here again, and then it went down again. So I usually go in at the edge of the range until the middle, which would be at 10, 15 points, ticks, and which is, it's about
Point of interest reached.
$100, so nothing too big.
Point of interest reached.
Order placed.
Let me be a little safe here.
Stop filled. Order placed.
Kind of nervous about that trade because it's
Order cancelled.
tickling up and down here. And as usual, let me close that.
Order cancelled.
And as usual, right after you go out of the trade, it is going to the point where you had your
Point of interest reached.
take profit. But the market is a little nervous, makes a bit bigger jumps now. So
Point of interest reached.
we can still.
Point of interest reached. Point of interest reached.
It's, for my feelings, a bit too much on that upper range. But, and now it goes right through. That's just annoying. That's in. When you were in the trade here, at a maximum risk of 10 ticks, your stop loss was like here. And then you could have made, I don't know, 25 ticks. And then what goes up in the mind of a trader is then, okay, those hundreds of times when then, okay,
Point of interest
I'm gonna
reached.
wait until it goes up here, and then I'm gonna go, and then I stay in the trade, and then the
Point
trade
of interest
makes like
reached.
parabolic up here. Do I go long here? I could, because like up and down and up and down and up and down, but I'm not brave enough because the trend is short. So here, what do you want to go long? Goes from here to here, just waiting until the market goes either to retrace the 50% here,
Point of
or
interest reached.
even goes up here, or even goes up here.
Point of interest reached.
So this is a nice
Point of
balance
interest
zone
reached.
here. Trading from the edges would be so nice, but I'm not brave enough yet.
Point of interest reached.
A trader in the making.
Point of interest reached.
So this trade we made, I think 2 ticks loss. We had, I think 13 ticks. So it was a 2 tick loss. And look here. Now the market spikes down here. Usually what happens, and that's what I'm gonna use now. What happens is
Order
the
placed.
market first move, wrong move, they say, that the market actually goes into one direction and then retraces. It just collects here because here are all the sellers, and it buys contracts like cheap, cheap, cheap here. And then the buyers are coming in, pushing the market
Point
even
of
higher.
interest reached.
I went now after this little hill here.
Point of interest reached.
My stop loss would be about
Point of
here.
interest reached.
Either the market
Point of interest reached.
now breaks off this
Stop filled.
or not. So let's see. Might as well just go down.
Point of interest reached.
Might well be as well. So I would make 20 ticks loss on my evaluation account.
Point of interest reached. Point of interest reached. Point of interest reached.
Order
My stop
placed.
loss right here. If it goes down, if it goes out of this range, it will go down. Then this was just a test of the market. So in that case, it was just a test of the range. Goes back to the inside. Okay, that's not too bad. Does it go over the POC? Okay, good. And we have already 10 ticks in. Do we? That's not a decision. That's It's not as
Order cancelled.
annoying
Point of interest
markets
reached.
where it just goes up and down and up and down. It went out.
Point of
Just went
interest
out.
reached.
No, that's it, especially because at the middle
Point
of
of interest
the
reached.
range, it was pulling back. And then the second time already here. And it didn't look too good. So depending on what the market does here now, there's huge liquidity here. So in that case, I made the right decision here to go out after the second bounce back, because the second bounce back I didn't feel well. I had a thought to go out of the trade here, but then greed took over. When it passed the POC, I thought, yeah, it's now okay. Greed, greed, greed. I was above 100. Would have had another 10 ticks. But okay, I have 10 ticks. It's 125 US dollar. Okay. So here the market doesn't go further down. It looks like it's not accepting the higher prices. Shall I go long now? I mean, it doesn't look like it's accepting the lower prices, but no, I don't go long. Not here. No, that's stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. So here, and it was a good decision not to go long. I guess here, look at these volumes here. Those are buyers, and the buyers, they might want to push the market push the market up. Just now really only getting those buyers here in and then turning. God knows. Huge delta here. Huge negative delta. Huge sellers here. So I guess the imbalance which had been created here, that is now over. That had been worked out, but since if there's institutionalized trader, the market might react again when it comes back here, but I'm not sure if it's looks like exactly at the range which we marked here. Here it's a bit high. Let's move that one. And does the market go up now? I don't know. So let's see. The 50% retracement here would have worked, right? And then here, clack in. But cannot do that, even though it's tempting. Just a little short until here. 10 ticks. I don't know what those professional traders are doing. I guess confidence. I don't know. So, am I gonna stop recording again? That was another trade. So we had three trades here. Which ones were those? This one here, that was 13 ticks. Then we had here -2, 11 ticks, and here -1, 10 ticks. So we had made 10 ticks profit today on the 6th of November on the ES market in the evaluation account.
Point of interest reached.
And
Point of
off
interest
we go.
reached.